Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going into all my ratchets, or at least a good majority of my ratchets. I'll probably forget some, but hopefully I cover a majority of them. I'm not going to go over all the specs and features and details of each ratchet. I'm just going to show you what I have, kind of the ones that I use more often and what I like about some of them. If you guys want to see a comparison of any of them, I might have a video already posted, but if you feel free, drop a comment down below. I'd be happy to make another video comparing certain ratchets, or maybe just doing a deeper dive into one of the specific ratchets that you might be interested in. I'll try and have some of them linked down in the description for you guys if you guys are interested in any of them, but let's go ahead and take a look. I have some in both toolboxes. This is kind of my overflow box that doesn't really get used all that often, and then this is my main box for here at home. So let's keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and dig into it. So as far as ratchets in the Husky box, we'll start with this drawer. In my first drawer, we have the metric sockets, and we'll just start with the ratchets over here. This is one of the first sets from Gearwrench that I picked up. Not the first one, but one of them. And this is the 120 XP. I really enjoy the 120 XP. I know it's not for everybody. It's not 120 tooth. It's a 60 tooth gear with dual pulls, creating 120 positions. I really like them. Low back drag. I know some people have mentioned they've had bad back drag with theirs. I have, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 of the 120 XPs and haven't had any issues with any of them. Now, I will say with this set, I primarily use the 1/4 inch and the 3/8 and haven't had any issues with them. You can kind of hear that alternating pull. And I really like them. Good weight to them, good comfort, and it comes in this EVA foam. Eventually I'll probably end up getting rid of some of the cases because I am running low on space, but the 1/2 inch drive I don't really use in this set. When I'm going for a 1/2 inch drive ratchet, I'm usually going for something with some length, so this was just kind of an added bonus for, you know, certain situations I will use that, but I probably use these a couple thousand times, where I've used this one probably maybe 15 times. Next up, we're looking at the Olsa Tools Roto Head ratchet set. Now, I've tried 3 other brand Roto Head ratchets, and while I like the design idea, I don't like a lot of them because a lot of them, I think it just has something to do with the head design and how they're assembled, but a lot of them just have so much back drag. Now, they're not quite as bad as like the Craftsman V-Series ratchets. Those things have the worst back drag I've ever felt on a ratchet, but these are the best performing roto head ratchets that I've found so far. I've used the Pittsburgh, I've used the Gearwrench, and I think I just tried a knockoff. I can't remember what other. I think the Carlyle ones I had used, and they were pretty decent on the race team. But as far as home use, the Olsa Tools has been the best so far that I've found. And once again, I don't really use the 1/2 inch drive one. It's primarily the 1/4 inch and every once in a while the 3/8. I just like being able to use it as a speed driver. Once you break those fasteners loose, it's kind of nice being able to get those angles with a roto head. It's just a lot of them just don't perform how I would like them to. I also believe this Olsa Tools one is a 90 tooth gear as well. Then we have the Gearwrench Slim Profile 90 tooth ratchets. This is a stubby 3/8 with a very slim low profile head. Nice little ratchet. Not a, you know, everyday go-to, but still a good one to have. This is, you know, your standard length 3/8, a much smaller head on it. And honestly, it's held up well. Once again, not my go-to 3/8 ratchet, but it's held up well and it's performed really well. And this 90 tooth, since Gearwrench came out with it a few years ago, I really enjoy it. So Gearwrench, when they originally got away from their more generic 72 tooth ratchets, they moved into 84 tooth ratchets. Then they released the 120 XPs. And then after that, they released the 90 tooths. I don't really have a personal preference over a 90 tooth versus the 120. I think they both work really well, have basically the same amount of back drag. You just got a little bit less of an 4-degree arc swing versus the 3 degree arc swing with the 120 XP. So both of them have been really good. These are more of my go-tos over these ones in this drawer. Moving down to the SAE drawer, I just like to keep some ratchets in both drawers. Even though SAE I don't use quite as often, I still keep ratchets in both drawers because they won't all fit in one drawer. Starting over here on the left is once again another set from Gearwrench. This is their 120 XP semi-locking flex head. All of these have teeth in the head with a locking pin, so you have different positions. And I will say I have some Tekton semi-locking flex heads, and these hold their position much better than the Tekton ones. The Tekton ones are kind of loose compared to these, so I do like having different styles of flex heads. I have locking, I have semi-locking, and I have free floating flex heads. And as far as this set, the 1/4 inch and 3/8 are my go-to. This one I don't use all that often. It's a stubby 3/8, but it's still a handy one to have on hand. Now, when going 1/2 inch, this is the one I'm normally going to grab. It's got a flex head, and it's got a lot of length to it. It's very heavy, still pretty slim for a 1/2 inch drive, and it does really well. Once again, I enjoy the 120 XP, but that's all personal preference. Then we have their newer ratchets. These are their 90 tooth comfort grip ratchets. I like the comfort grip. It is quite comfortable, and they've held up well. Once again, low back drag on that 90 tooth, still really smooth operation. This one I don't use all that much. If this is kind of my go-to when it comes to a shorter 1/2 inch drive, kind of standard length ratchet, just because it operates really smoothly. It's a little bit thinner than the 120 XP up here, and the handle's really comfortable. It's kind of got that cutout in it, kind of groove, and it just, when you're using something short like this for 1/2 inch drive and applying a lot of torque, it is just a little bit more comfortable than the 120 XP there. So I do like this set. It's held up really well, and I have a comparison video of these ratchets as well. So if you guys haven't checked out that video, go ahead and do so. Once again, I can do a video on any of these more in depth if you would like. Over here, we have the Olsa Tools USA made flex head. This is a free floating flex head, and it's a 90 tooth and extremely smooth. This is very comparable, if not better than my Snap On one, but downside, this is actually an SK ratchet, if I remember correctly, and unfortunately, SK doesn't make their ratchets in the US. You know, SK is not the same as what we knew SK to be. So unfortunately, once Olsa Tools is out of this stock, I don't know what's going to happen. And if I ever have issues with this ratchet, I don't know what the rebuild kit's going to be like, if it's even going to have a rebuild kit. So I know they do still sell these, I believe, which I believe it wasn't cheap, maybe 80, something like that, 70, 80 bucks. I can't remember. I've had it for a couple years now, and it's just a really good quality ratchet. I haven't had any issues with it, and I like that they were releasing something made in the USA, so I wanted to pick it up. Next up, we were looking at Tekton's Comfort Grip flex head ratchet, semi-locking flex head, and Tekton has two different design flex head, semi-locking flex heads. When they first released them, this pin either changed a little bit or the spring rate changed. You can hear the click style. And then this is their newer. It's a little bit stiffer than their original semi-locking flex head, but Tekton took forever to come out with a comfort grip ratchet. So I took one of their ratchets, I tossed it in a lathe and turned it down, and then I took one of their USA made multi-bit screwdriver handles and I press fit it onto the ratchet. I kind of airlocked it because I didn't drill a hole in the end, and I put H3000 bonding agent in order to keep the shaft from moving inside the handle, but it was so tight that when I got down, I couldn't get the ratchet in all the way. Not a big deal. I can go around and smooth this out, but I kind of made my very own first Tekton Comfort Grip flex head ratchet, and then I don't know, maybe a year later, they actually came out with their Comfort Grip ratchet, which I like it. It's a more of an oval design, rectangle design. It's very comfortable. It's dual material, very grippy. This one is the quick release. I think it's one of only 2 quick release ratchets that I have. I just prefer a non-quick release, but both of these are the 90 tooth design, and I like them. I just wish the flex head, the semi-locking flex head, was a little bit stiffer and not so easy to move around. They're just a little bit looser than what I would prefer. Then getting to one of my favorite ratchets is the Milwaukee. And while I think a lot of the Milwaukee hand tools are overpriced for what they are, I did pay, I don't know, $60 for this, and this is one of my favorite ratchets of all time. It's 1/4 inch drive, it's long pattern, 9 inches. It's a locking flex head, 90 tooth, and it just operates so smoothly. The reverse switch, the locking mechanism, it's spring loaded, so you can kind of hold it halfway, move your position, and then it springs back to the lock position, and it's nice and tight. Or you can move it all the way to the unlock position, and it's a free floating, and it stays there. So I just like everything about it. It operates extremely smoothly, very low back drag. I was extremely shocked with the quality of this ratchet. So this is definitely one that I'm proud to have, spent the $60 on. If you're looking for a good quality long flex head locking ratchet, even though they're a little bit pricier, I think they're fantastic. Absolutely fantastic ratchet. Then the last ones in this toolbox are the original Gearwrench 84 tooth locking flex head ratchets. These were my first locking flex head ratchets that I ever owned, and it has this style of locking mechanism with the half moon. So you just rotate that out of the way, and it allows it to kind of free float. You can still kind of hear it in each one of the positions. I do like that this has more locking positions than the semi-locking version with the Gearwrench 120 XPs. The semi-locking only has 5 or 7 positions. I believe this one has like 9. Either way, this style has more positions than the semi-locking, and this is their 84 tooth design, which nothing wrong with it. Back drag's decent, not the best, not the worst. Nice slim profile. These are the Comfort Grip. A little bit slimmer design on the Comfort Grip compared to their new 90 tooth ones. The 90 tooth ones did get a little bit bulkier. Definitely still a good ratchet, 84 tooth. Some of these are still available out there. I don't know how available they are though compared to what they used to be. Over here, let's just quickly look at some of them. I pulled them out so we don't have to dig through them like we did over here, because these ones aren't as organized the same way as the other toolbox. So over here, 1/4 inch, we have the Tekton semi-locking flex head, 90 tooth. Nice low back drag, good ratchets. Once again, my only gripe about the Tekton ratchets is the semi-locking flex head. This one actually feels stiffer than the other ones, so that's got to be one of the newer designs. Then I have my Snap On 1/4 inch that I bought for my son the same year he was born, in 2017. So this will be given to him when he starts working on cars and can be held accountable for his tools. Right now, that's not happening. Next up, we have a Carlyle 1/4 inch, nice short little guy. This is a 60 tooth, but extremely smooth. I really like the Carlyle ratchets. They got a lot of good options out there. Next up is the Tekton 90 tooth, just standard design, no flex head. Then we have my little guy. I don't even know where I got this, and I don't know how long I've had it, probably 5 or 6 years. Honestly, I really don't remember where I picked this up. I know I didn't buy it brand new, but this, I believe, is a King Dick ratchet, and it is the smallest 1/4 inch drive that I've used. As you can see, the head design is quite small compared to all of the other ones that I own, and it obviously was next to a magnet. It is a quick release ratchet, and it operates nicely. It is also a 60 tooth ratchet, decent back drag on it, pretty low, and just a nice slim profile. So definitely one that isn't very commonly found. So, all right, well, I guess we're going to try this again, because I was in the middle of editing this ratchet video when I realized I had lost all the footage on these ratchets over here. So let's just quickly go over them again. So first up, as far as 3/8 over here, we have the Carlyle. And Carlyle ratchets are not to be slept on. They are some really good ratchets, even for just a 60-tooth ratchet. They're extremely smooth. They operate very well. They're nice and slim. They're comfortable. If you can find them on sale or at the right time, they're a really good price. So definitely one to consider. Not a lot of people think about Carlyle, but I've had a lot of good experience with their tools, and their ratchets have been really reliable. Next up, I have my FL80, which is the longer 3/8 drive from Snap On. Once again, it's a Snap On. It's extremely smooth, very low back drag, really good operating ratchet. And yeah, this one is mine, and the 1/4 inch is my son's, even though, every once in a while I'll use his 1/4 inch just to make sure that it's still working, but I try not to use it. Then I have the Tekton. This is my other quick release ratchet, and this has got to be a newer design as well. This one's got a little bit of stiffness to it, which is nice. You can tell the older design because straight out of the box they're just extremely easy to, you can just do this and the head will flop around, where this one won't. I'll show you real quick. So they definitely did a little bit of an update, which was good, but I think it could still use some fine tuning. But overall, Tekton makes some great ratchets, 92 designs, nice low back drag like you've heard throughout the entire video. And then this is their extra long 3/8 drive. They also have a long version of this for 1/2 inch drive. Really, really good ratchet. And once again, all the gears are the same ratchets, just different lengths and, flex head or non-flex head. So just a good, reliable ratchet. And then I have Capri's newer ones. These are really, really nice. And Capri did a great job on this new design ratchet. They still have their 72-tooth ratchets, but they released these a couple years ago, I want to say. And now they just recently, within the last couple months, I believe, maybe a few months now, released their locking flex head ratchets and their extra long. They're definitely doing a great job on that. I am actually really surprised Tekton hasn't jumped on the locking flex head design yet. I don't know why. They should definitely do so, but Capri has done a fantastic job on their tools, and their ratchets are no different. So 90-tooth design, and a little bit different design as far as the comfort grip here. You got kind of an indentation here at the bottom and the top. A little bit different cutout, but it's still comfortable in the hand. Doesn't, hurt or feel awkward or anything like that. It's still very comfortable, and it comes in all 3 drive sizes. Once again, if I'm grabbing any of them, they're these. It's got a little bit more length to it. Let me pull out the other 2, the 120 XP and the 90 tooth. Make sure they're even. So they're a little bit longer. You can see the back plating difference from the Gearwrench to the Capri. Capri's just done a really good job on these now. I will say they are a little bit thicker than my other 1/2 inch drive ratchets, but as far as their 3/8 and 1/4 inch, still quite slim. And when it comes to 1/2 inch, I'm not too worried about the thickness as long as they're strong and durable. That's it as far as my ratchets, as far as I can think. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash that thumbs up. If you guys would like to see a comparison video or an in-depth video on any of these ratchets, please let me know. I'd be happy to make a video on them. Just let me know down in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash that thumbs up. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.